Let me ask you something. When was the last time you struggled to remember something on your own? Not Google searched it, not consulted Siri, but actually sat with the thought yourself, let your brain do some work, figure it out for yourself. Let's go one step deeper. When was the last time you watched a news segment or heard a report and thought to yourself, is that even true? And did you take the time to cross check it with other sources, or better yet, did you fact check it to see if it held up? Or did you simply accept it because it came from a reliable algorithm? Now, here's the real question. If we stop thinking critically, who's doing the thinking for us? Because, family, I hate to say it, but we're in the middle of something very dangerous. AI isn't simply making our lives easier, it's making us mentally lazy. It's actually training us to be dependent upon it, and it's conditioning us to trust it over our own minds. And if we don't wake up to what's happening, we're not just using AI, we're letting AI use us. Now let's talk about it. Now listen, I'm not here to bash on AI. It's a tool, a very useful one. No doubt about that. I use it, you use it, we all use it. But here's the thing. The easier thinking becomes, the less of it will do. And what happens when you stop doing anything for so long? That's right, it weakens. Think about going to the gym and working out. If you stop going to the gym and working out and using your muscles, what happens to them? That's right, they shrink, they become weak. And if you stop challenging your mind, well, it becomes dull and weak also. So let's be honest here for a minute. Are we really thinking through things anymore? Or are we just blindly consuming whatever AI puts in front of us? And are we really the one making the choices, or just clicking on the ones that are handpicked for us by AI? Let's not forget, AI is not neutral in all of this process, people. It's designed for one purpose, and that's to keep us engaged. It learns our preferences and continually feeds us more of what we like. Go and look up the word conditioning. So if we're only seeing one perspective, it doesn't necessarily mean that the perspective we're seeing is true. It just means that that's the perspective that the algorithm decided to show us. So let me ask you this. If AI is deciding what we see, what we learn, and what we believe, then at what point does it start deciding who we are? And family, AI isn't just answering our questions anymore. It's deciding which questions we even think to ask. Think about it. How often do we actually sit in uncertainty anymore? We used to debate ideas, wrestle with problems, and explore different viewpoints. But now, what do? We just search. And whatever pops up first, we just accept it as true. But ask yourself this. When was the last time you challenged an answer that you found online? And when was the last time you said, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right to me? And then actually took the time to dig deeper into it. And more importantly, do we even know what information we're not being shown? Because if AI controls what's made visible to us, then it also controls the ability to make things invisible to us. And if that thought alone doesn't rattle you, it should. I get it. As humans, we like to believe that we're still in control. But are we really? As of now, AI simply suggests what we should consume. But ask yourself this, what happens when AI stops suggesting and starts deciding? Well, have no fear. That's already happening. AI filters job applications, so if your resume doesn't match its criteria, you're never even considered. And AI determines whether you're approved for a loan or not, so your financial future is in the hands of an algorithm. And AI also compiles, excuse me, the news that you see. So ask yourself this, what news is missing from your feed? And at what point does AI stop giving us choices and start making them for us? And here's the thing, the more we let it think for us, the less we push back. So we don't question, we don't challenge, we just go along with it. And that people in itself is a problem. Let's put it like this. You ever walk into the grocery store thinking, man, I got so many choices. But ask yourself this, who decides what's on those shelves? Well, it's not you. And it's more than likely the store and the suppliers. Now imagine your favorite snack, whatever that may be. It's just gone. It just disappears. Not sold out, just removed for whatever reason. Would you even notice, or would you just go ahead and pick something else, still believing that you had lots of choices? Well, that's exactly what AI is doing. It's not suggesting, it's deciding what you don't get to see. It presents us with a list of choices, but it controls what's on that list. And because we never get to see what's not on that list, we're not even thinking about it. So let me ask you this. Are we actually making our own choices, or just picking from the ones that AI gave us? And are we forming our own opinions, or just accepting the ones that have been fed to us? And most importantly, how do we start thinking for ourselves again? Because family, if we don't take control of our minds, something or somebody else will. And look, let's be honest about it. AI isn't going anywhere. It's just a fact of life today. And honestly, AI in and of itself, it's not the enemy. It's simply a tool. But how do we stop letting it do all the work for us? Well, here's how we can start to take our minds back. Step one, start to question everything. Ask yourself questions like, who benefits from me believing this information? And what information is missing from this conversation? And who controls this information? Step two, always seek out different perspectives. So if AI keeps showing you only one side of an issue, make sure to purposely go and seek out the other side. And open your mind and read opposing viewpoints. And engage in real debates again, be it online or face to face. Step three, be very intentional about your choices. Like, stop letting AI autoplay your next video. You decide what you choose to consume. And spend some time actually thinking again before Googling. Step four, utilize AI as a tool and not a crutch. AI should simply assist your thinking, not replace it. And use fact checking and cross-referencing because they're your allies. And be very mindful of what you choose to believe. And take back your decisions instead of letting the algorithms, trends, or any other outside forces make them for you. Because family, the moment we stop thinking for ourselves is the moment we hand over our free will. And I don't know about you, but I refuse to let a machine decide who I am. So now, family, I want to hear from you. And let's be real on some things for a second here. Do you feel like AI is making people lazy? And I mean, not just in general. I mean, you. Have there been times when you caught yourself letting AI do most of the thinking for you? And be honest, are you depending on AI more and more? Maybe it's predicting your texts, or choosing your music, or deciding what news you see without even thinking about it or realizing it. And do you ever stop and think, who's really in control here? Me or the algorithm? And here's the big one. How do we stay sharp mentally in a world that's designed to think for us? Because I'm afraid if we're not careful, we'll wake up one day and realize we're just passengers in our own lives. Drop your thoughts down in the comments because this is one of those conversations that it's hard to have, but we need to not only have it now, but we need to continue to have it. And if this video hit home, do me a favor. Hit that like button, share it, and subscribe because we have a lot of hard-hitting topics coming down the pipeline and I'd hate for you to miss anything. And let's continue to build this village one voice at a time because every voice matters. And those voices take us from strangers to family. Well, I'm Unc, and I'm glad you came by. You're always welcome at any time. So until next time, take care of yourself and each other. I'm Unc, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.